This is about my fourth take now. I've been having some technical difficulties here, so if I seem a little scrambled with my presentation, it's probably just because I'm losing my mind trying to make this video. I'm a person who looks out rather than at myself, and that's probably why I look terrible. My hair looks like Einstein and I haven't shaved. I hope it doesn't offend you too much. Part 1. World. A world is not in human hands, but in the grip of greed, whose champions make cruel demands upon the ones in need. Thus honest work is undermined, turned crooked and uncouth, to capture and in darkness blind all seekers of the truth. And nowhere is the truth mocked more than where the people claim that truth and justice are their core, and happiness their aim. For bitter knowledge fails to sell unless made sweet with lies, and long experience would tell of virtue's slow demise. To make the truth, they form a club against persistent doubt, endeavoring to poets snub and keep the riff-raff out. And if the masses wish to back another's voice instead, the club falls on him like a pack and sees his words to shred. In such a world did Raymond write, as but the bravest dared. Directly in the teeth of spite, unflinchingly he stared, producing from his noble views the nectar of his sight, determined by the words he used to put corruption right. Though countless praises for his bids from sharing had been won, he stood alone within the midst of followers, not one. The evil club would then descend upon his humble home and scatter wide among its friend the beauty of his tone. When Raymond saw how were adored pretenders in his place, while he stayed callously ignored, his grief he could not face. Depleted of his finest gems, bereft of slightest hope, as time provided no amends, he gave his neck the rope. Part 2. Netherworld. Manifested Raymond's ghost upon a foreign plain, attended to by gracious host and wholly free of pain. She told him that her name was Faith. They shimmered in their state. To go the metaphysic length, he'd tensely have to wait. The netherworld appeared surreal, suspended in her cage. It limited his total field and froze him in his age. The place was cozy in the stars, but he felt oddly small, and chose the space beyond its bars to either rise or fall. Once outside, pleased to hover clear, a better view was gained, and downward sagged his jaw in fear at what the light explained. Her opulent menagerie a silken menace spun, her limbs by 4 outnumbering, and stinger poised to stun. Towards the mortal realm he sped, away from cunning snare, and came out distantly ahead of every body there. His eyes could pierce the hardest shell and see the inner hue. Their destinies he gathered well from his advantaged view. It was his privilege to save a good soul from concern, but no direction Raymond gave from evil's fatal turn. With other ghosts he flew a race to catch the priceless show of panic on the bad soul's face when it's their time to go. In dungeons by themselves designed, their shackles starkly drape, and nowhere will the cursed find a prospect of escape. Against their rise he held up firm to keep hereafter pure, but great rewards were yet to earn, and his success unsure. Part 3. Ascension. Among the hateful were the worst who'd pushed him to his edge, ravenous of primal thirst and fraudulent of pledge. A noxious vapor gathered force, too looming to ignore, as they charted out a course incautiously to war. Their victims filled a vast expanse, as from the light they'd thwart, and only he stood half a chance of seeing they fell short. To mass consent they held the reins, their messages deployed as weapons on the idle brains too trusting to avoid. The hero donned an instrument and thundered out a chord to stop the signal being sent from drumming up a horde, deflecting the invasive ray to echo sharply down, to catch its senders home at play and in their malice drown. The storm had Raymond brought to cease, and through the mist there broke a pleasant sky that offered peace and signs that hope awoke. A greeting flickered from a spot that held no star before, and to its bearings up he shot to find whom it was for. Drawn to areas unknown, the way ahead grew dim, but good directions would be shown by he who met with him. A local shepherd, soft of speech, oblivion steered from, until they were at last in reach of fair Elysium. Having got him through the bind, the stranger would depart, and leave him with his gifted kind to carry out his art. A favorite among their ring would Raymond fast become, the one the shepherd sought to bring to sweet Elysium. The title of that poem was The Road to Elysium. I hope you liked it.